Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. If you find any of today's entertainment helpful, don't forget to smash the lovely like button. Helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting the video out to more people. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and bell notification. You'll be notified when a new video gets uploaded. Now, if you're looking for a free trading platform on which to trade your stocks and shares, please look in the links in the description below. You'll get a free share, I'll get a free share. It's a win-win situation. Now, on with the show. We're discussing Trevor Milton's interview on Cnbc. Now, you know I'm not his greatest fan, but before you watch it, make sure you recognise a few things. The interviewee has asked him about the badger and how no one has seen it, and he claims, oh, that's the fun of it. Well, you remember they were doing free reservations, and now they're going to paid reservations because everyone called them a joke because they were free reservations. Now, he's claiming it will be December before anyone sees one. If you're claiming people should pay for a reservation for a truck that you're not even going to let them see a prototype beforehand, you're just giving them a design or a picture, which could be anything. It's a bit of a joke. It's not like you have a track record like Ford or Tesla. No. He also goes on about the share dilution thing. Now, this is something he denied at the beginning before the merger, something that before the merger I brought up and has been confirmed since then by numerous other people. He has now confirmed that the warrants are going to be issued, and to tell the truth, these are new warrants that are going to be issued. There are more warrants in the background that people aren't talking about that are to be issued in 2022, so that's more dilution. And as well as the 10% of shares equity, which are going to be hitting the market soon, as well as the warrants. So that's heavy dilution. And he's saying, oh, they're long-term investors, they won't sell. And then he turns around and says, but they will be forced to sell some of them. So and after this video I have another video. I have Hellion's video from 3 years ago, just so you can compare.
Welcome back to the Fast Five. We are counting down the 5 big stories of the week. Next up, the hot new electric vehicle maker Nikola has been surging since its June 4th debut, up over 87%. Next week could be a major moment of truth for the company. Joining us now is Trevor Milton, founder and executive chairman of Nikola Motors. Welcome back, Trevor. Great to speak with you.
Thanks for having me on.
Mondays when reservations open up, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting a lot of fun and a lot of excitement. So we've all been waiting for this for a long time. Nikola finally allows people to make paid reservations for the Nikola Badger. It's the coolest electric pickup truck the world's ever seen. So, it's a big day on Monday. And also those reservations turn into tickets for Nikola World happening in December when we show off the Badger. So it's just the next 4 or 5 months is just going to be an incredibly fun time.
You mentioned it's the coolest pickup truck the world has ever seen. The world hasn't really seen it, has it, Trevor?
No.
I mean, at what point will the world actually see a truck, and one that can operate, as opposed to seeing mock-up pictures? Because that's really the question for a lot of analysts and investors. They like the long-term vision. They see the total addressable market is very large. The potential is very big. But then they go back to, you guys have not made a truck yet.
Well, we haven't made a truck. We actually made the most advanced semi-truck the world's ever seen. We showed it off last year driving on fuel cell. We made deliveries with Anheuser-Busch. This is our big semi-truck. So the technology's all done. We're just now bringing it into the smaller market. And it's kind of fun. I mean, Yeah, we haven't showed it off to the world, but that's the fun of it. The next 4 months, everyone's got to wait. They got to get in line. And Monday, the reservations open. And in December, they'll all get to see it in person. So all the critics will, they've already seen our other trucks.
In December, I understand at Nikola World, you're going to line this up against some competitors. You might do a little, I don't know, racing or comparisons. Will it be operable in December? Will that actually be a truck that people will be able to test drive who are there, or that you're going to actually drive onto the stage or something to that effect?
Oh, yeah. I'm probably going to rip a bumper off. Whether it's ours or someone else's, I can't promise you whose is going to win. But I promise you it's going to be a show. So, yes, it will be operable. And a bumper is coming off one of the vehicles, maybe even a whole rear end of a truck.
I mentioned this because you had an interesting tweet at the beginning of June about Nikola World not being a fake truck show. And there was that Bloomberg article a couple weeks ago that asserted that you had misled the audience back in 2016 when you were unveiling the Nikola One, making references to a truck that was drivable when in actuality it lacked parts that would enable it to operate at all. Are you suing Bloomberg over this? Did you not make those comments? Was it in fact a sort of a fake truck show in 2016?
No, it was a total hit job. It was really sad. I talked with him before he even had the article out. It was all recorded. He refuses to release the recording, and he would show the world the truth. I mean, the answer is every part on that truck was functionable. We just didn't feel safe driving it at that time. That was our first truck, 4 or 5 years ago? It was all operable, but it wasn't really that safe. Like, it could have killed someone in the audience. We didn't know. We were new. And so all the parts were there, though. We even took them out and showed them on the table to people. And so it was kind of sad that I think it was just a hit job. Someone wanted clicks. It just wasn't that cool, but that's okay. I mean, it comes with the territory when you're coming out here with this kind of valuation and excitement. Everyone always targeting for you. And I kind of laughed with him because I said, look, there's a lot of things you can hit me on. This is one that's kind of crazy because that was 5 years ago. And the people there will tell you, everyone there, we actually talked about it at the show. So not sure why he picked that fight.
Okay, so between now and December 3rd through 5th, when Nikola World happens, you're asking investors to basically say, we believe you in terms of your timeframes for delivering these vehicles, whether it be the Nikola One or the Badger. We believe you in terms of the reservations turning into actual orders. What can you tell us, though, in terms of tangible progress towards meeting production targets, whether it be who you've partnered with for the Badger or what stage you are in the manufacturing process?
Yes, we got a couple of big things going on over the next 4 or 5 months that'll give a lot of comfort to people. One is we have our factory in Ulm, Germany with Iveco. We did a joint venture with them. We have the first ever zero-emission semi-truck coming off the assembly line right now, hand-built units. I'll be taking videos of those, showing some testing of those to the world as well over the next following months. That'll be a lot of fun. The Nikola Badger, I'll be leaking certain videos to the public as well when they're, it's all about the lead up. I mean, the 4 months all the way into, I guess, however many months until December, that leading up into that is the excitement. So we don't want to give it all away at once. But we'll be announcing who's going to build the Nikola Badger with us in the next couple of months. We'll announce how many reservations we have. They open up, this Monday, 11 o'clock Eastern, all the Nikola Badger reservations open up so people can get in line with them. And they also get a ticket to Nikola World. So there's going to be a lot of data, a lot of leaked videos. If you followed me in the last few days, I've done videos on our battery technology where we have the only submerged battery technology really out there that's really, really advanced. It's pretty awesome. I did videos on that. I've done videos on our infotainment system. All these are systems that people thought were fake. And so it's just kind of cool to it's kind of fun to prove the critics wrong a little bit every time, not just give everything away in one day.
You can concede, though, Trevor, that proving the critics wrong involves actually not just making videos and talking about these fantastic technologies, but actually putting them to work. So there's a little bit of skepticism amongst your critics at this point because everything or many things that you're promising are still promises, even though they are there and they're promising technologies. I want to ask you about what has pressured the stock in recent days, and that is a registration of warrants filed with the SEC. It is expected to become effective in the coming days. I don't know if you have any comment as to when you expect that to happen, because that could be a major overhang for this stock. I mean, JP Morgan is estimating in its initiation notes that can mean tens of millions of shares coming to market of Nikola.
Yeah, I'll try to answer the best I can without getting in trouble with the SEC. So ultimately, you have warrants that are going to come in, and once those are approved by the, with our S1 filing, we're waiting on the SEC to give us the S1 approval. That could take anywhere from a couple weeks to a couple months. No one has any timeline on that because it's the SEC. And so it's kind of interesting. A lot of people are putting articles out there that all these shares are hitting, and it's not even true. It's not accurate. Some will, eventually these shares will come online. People have bought shares. They deserve them. But we don't know when they're going to come. And when they do come, most of these shareholders that we have are long-term shareholders. They're like, you know what? I have no desire to sell. I'm in this for the long run. There are some that will, because the value is increased so much that they're required to sell some of their portfolio because they can't have one item have that much value in a portfolio. So I guess that's the punishment for doing really well. So some will sell some, but other people will buy. So it's just the stock market. That's how it goes.
Trevor, it's always great to speak with you. We hope we'll talk to you again and keep us informed on how many. Are you going to give us a number on Monday?
Yeah, I don't know about Monday because we'll be getting all the data in, but we'll see. It depends on all the data, but I will be giving out some information coming after that day. I'm just not sure when because we have to file all the data.
We look forward to it. Trevor, thank you. Trevor Milton of Nikola. All right, Guy, what do you think?
Well, I was absent the day in high school we did the periodic tables, so I'm not familiar with the properties of hydrogen. But what I will say is JP Morgan just initiated with a $45 price target, and it feels like that's where the stock is going to go. This could very well be a BK, put it in the draw stock, much like Tesla was.
We literally have 10 seconds. Would you say it's put it in the drawer, BK?
I would absolutely say not. It's not a put in the drawer. I think Trevor's very enthusiastic and probably the best salesperson his company could ask for.
All right, coming up. We're just moments.
No, I don't know if you noticed, but he said there about they're going to announce who's going to build it with them, the Badger with them. They don't have someone to build it with them at the moment. So if I was going to put a deposit down on something, I'd want to know who's building it. And this is with Thomas Healy, Helium, from 4 years ago.
Hello, my name is Thomas. I'm the CEO of Hyllion, a US-based company. What we're doing is bringing hybrid electric technology to tractor trailers. The big problem in the trucking industry right now is the enormous amount of fuel that's consumed by vehicles like these. On average, they're getting 36 liters per 100 kilometers, or 67,000 euros are spent each year per truck on fuel. From an emissions standpoint, that means over 6% of all of our emissions come from trucking. So that's where Hyllion comes in, and we bring that Toyota Prius or Tesla technology to the tractor trailer. But what we do is we solely focus on the trailer. So we go in and replace one of the passive axles with an electric drive axle, a battery pack, and a control system. And the way it works is when the vehicle is slowing down or going downhill, we're able to capture all that wasted energy, store it in the battery pack, and then when the vehicle goes to accelerate, we can now take that energy and start driving the axle on the trailer. Now what this means is the diesel engine doesn't have to work as hard, and we're able to see a 30% reduction in the amount of fuel that the vehicle uses. Now I know this seems like a big number, but we've already got multiple demo units out in the US that are already proving out this fuel savings. And I'd now like to show you a video of one of our trucks compared to a normal truck. So when on the left side of the screen, you can see a vehicle climbing a hill with our system, only consuming about 6 gallons an hour. And then this is a vehicle without our system, consuming over 20 gallons an hour. Now, when the same vehicle starts going downhill, both our system and the normal truck are coasting down the hill, not consuming any fuel. But we're able to capture 150 amps of energy and store that back in our battery pack. Now, one of the big advantages to our product is that it's an add-on system. So you keep the existing trailers that you already own and just go in and retrofit it with our product. And it takes only about an hour or two to install the product, and it can fit on all trailers out there on the road. Now, I'm sure at this point you're wondering, well, what would something like this cost? So we're selling it for 500 euros a month for a 5-year lease. Now, the big advantage to this is that it's saving you 20,000 euros a year on average. And so what that means is even while you're paying off your lease, you're still saving more than that in fuel. And so it's effectively like getting the system for free. We're going after a big market. First, we started with the US, which is a 6 million trailer market, and now we're expanding globally. And we're looking at a 90 million trailer market that our system could fit on. We've had a lot of accomplishments as a company. So a couple of things I'd like to note is we have over 30 fleets that are signed into our program. Some of them are listed on the left side of the screen. And we've also been very fortunate to win many awards. So we won the Rice Business Plan Competition, Mass Challenge, the United States Department of Energy Clean Tech Company of 2015, the Shell Ventures Award, and most recently we were awarded the NASA Create the Future Award, where they looked at 1,100 companies from around the world, and we were selected as the grand prize winner. Now, all of this is possible because of our amazing team. This is our executive team. We've got gentlemen who have been in the trucking industry for over 30 years. Melinda leading supply chain. She's led supply chain for BlackBerry, for Dell Computers, and an engineering team that has expansive amounts of battery knowledge and also electric vehicle and software knowledge. So for my team and I'd like to thank you and now open the floor to any questions you might have.
How do you bring back the energy in a retrofit system?
So it all stays on the trailer, in our battery pack on the trailer. And then we use that energy in the batteries to drive an electric motor on the trailer axle. And so you now actually have the trailer propelling the vehicle.
What is the size of the battery?
Yeah, so it's the advantage to hybrids is it's a much smaller battery than what would be in something like a Tesla. And so because of that, we're able to keep the battery size much smaller, and then the cost stays significantly less. In terms of actual kilowatt hours, I'm more than happy to sit down with you guys after this and do it in private.
It doesn't seem to be so intrusive in the system, right? You said you can take out the existing one and replace by another one. Is it a constraint that you take just to go to the market, or is it just by design?
So it's a twofold approach. One is we're partnering with trailer manufacturers that they'll deliver on brand new trailers. But the second is for a fleet who already owns thousands of trailers, they can go in and retrofit the existing ones they already have.
It seems that the product is very well advanced. At which stage of commercial maturity are you right now?
We'll be hitting short run in-house production in Q1 of 2017, and then we'll be scaling up for larger outsourced production in Q2 of 17. Thank you.
Right, this was from 2016. Now, you have a CEO who is an engineer. You have a great distribution and sales team and a great team around them. You have a software team who, I wouldn't say were top notch. The best software team is obviously Tesla, and but they're obviously capable. But the good thing is, I own an electric car. I know what it's like. There are times when I wished, I should have gone hybrid, purely because when you're worried about the range. And the thing is, when I'm glad I didn't, but there are times when it gets like that. When you have a fleet of trucks that are depreciating in value, your business is going downhill because of what's happened over the past few years. Yes, countries and the world want you to change to electric vehicles, but these companies cannot afford to buy the Tesla semis or the Nikola semis. And bear in mind, by using Nikola's own calculations, the Nikola Semi to lease the battery and buy the truck was working out more than 3 times more expensive than the Tesla Semi. So the Tesla Semi was going to be expensive. So you could end up with a 20 to 30,000 second-hand Semi. You could have this retrofitted here, and as Thomas Healy said, you can have it pay for itself, and you could comply with the green regulations. The other good thing is, because it has a smaller battery, there are certain states, certain countries that if you're going cross country that have weight restrictions, and a bigger battery means more weight, smaller battery less weight, so that is another plus. And this is a guy who has said he's going to do this, and he's done it. With Nikola, I remember a few years ago they came up with the same thing. They were making these cars and these vehicles out of clay work, and they said they were going to IPO. They didn't, and they said they were going to make all these electric vehicles, amazing electric vehicles, and they were going to IPO with them. They didn't get the attention they wanted then, so then they started again this year. But don't get me wrong, I hope Nikola makes it, I hope they're a success, because the more competition in the market the better. The only thing I'm saying is, the more I hear from Trevor Milton, the more I'm convinced it's a pump and dump scheme that is like the Emperor's New Clothes. Each time, the very little I hear from hyllion, very little I hear from Thomas Healy, the more I'm convinced it's genuine. Because sorry about that. Yes, it may be 10-15 years before it's law that these companies have to make it electric, but in that time they can get 10 to 15 years out of their old trucks, because some of these companies might not be around in 10-15 years. If they're buying Tesla semis or Nikola semis, if they do come out, they may not have enough money to survive, whereas with this they may. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, please comment. And don't forget to check out my recent video on hyllion and workhorse supplier Dana, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.